This weekend we are in a downstairs room. We've got one last window to deal with. This one is missing the glass completely in the upper sash. Now that is a decent storm, a sliding storm. I wish they were all like this, but I don't have the money for that right now. But as you can see, there's a little tab there, this sliding storm window that slides up, and then there's a screen behind it. That tab is broken, so I have to replace that too. So glass here. This right here is the storm window that fell out of the living room onto the ground last June. One pane of glass broke, but one is fine, and this pane should be able to fit into this upper sash here. So I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing for 2 weekends in a row and pull these sashes out. Well, as you can see, the glass is out of there. It fits exactly in this frame. I did have to, I cleaned it up with a chisel, and I did have to shave like a little bit of wood off the edge there, and then it fits in there frickin' perfect. So that's great. Free glass, and I didn't break it. Knock wood that I don't. Okay, so now we're gonna glaze it and paint it, work on the other sash, and do all the other stuff that we've been doing for 2 weekends. So let's do it. Wow, look at that. This right here is the greatest coup of the entire project, just because I was able to reuse glass from a broken window to repair another sash that didn't have glass. That's just... My Depression-era grandfather is up there in heaven right now, beaming, like, that's my boy! That's my grandson! He knows how to reuse and repair things! So now I gotta let all this dry. That just needs to be repainted and the glass cleaned, because that's fine. And so now it's time to work on this, the broken tabs on this thing. I'm not even sure if that's gonna work. It looks like it will, though. I have not done this for a long time, not since my days as an apartment maintenance guy, like 2004. Okay, so I did get that tab in there. It's holding just barely. For some reason, this little storm is like a little too loose inside its own thing, but that doesn't surprise me because look at what's going on down here. What the hell is that? That's got to be the shittiest install I've ever seen in my life. That much of a gap at the bottom for a window. This is a storm window, you guys. What the hell? How could you take money and walk away with it like that? And then this is the aluminum siders too. Yeah, way to nail down the aluminum siding to the windowsill. I mean, God, what were my mom and dad paying for? Okay, I ended up going with a piece of 1x2 instead of the quarter round because it's impossible to nail down quarter round in an area like this. This is nailed down pretty secure with a bunch of nails. It covers the gap, and I'm gonna caulk next. Okay, it's all caulked. I guess we'll paint this later just to make it look a little nicer inside on the windowsill. But holy crap, I can't believe there was this giant gap there all these years. No wonder people complained you could never really cool this room off very well. Alright, it's exactly 7 p.m. This is just a short one to show you that I got it all back together. Gap's fixed up down there. I did a little painting down there. Both the sashes are back in. It opens and closes really nice, and that's good because we've got a screen that we can actually open in this window so we can get air in this one. When we want in the summer. The upper sash has glass in it again. Hooray, hooray. I haven't cleaned the inside of the upper glass. This video is with a lot of room reverb. Kind of a preview of what's going to be going on next weekend. I'm prepping this weekend, but next weekend I'm going to be painting this room. I'm going to be having a 4-day weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Basically, I get Friday off after Thanksgiving. Those are a bunch of acoustic tiles that were up there since the early 1970s. That is the opposite side of this bookcase, and this used to be the doorway. We're in the living room here. That used to be the doorway into that room, and this doorway didn't exist. outlet goes back to the original 1920s install of the knob and tube system in this house like 100 years ago. A system we are still using, sadly. I still have to use it, at least for now. May be able to update the entire system next year, 2024. But I do need to replace this outlet today. I'm in the studio where I was saying last week I was going to start painting. I have been painting in here. See, the ceiling is blue. I left this chandelier black. Ceiling is looking cleaner. The walls are now this gray color. It's kind of difficult to see in the lighting here. But yeah, it's kind of like a gray. Blue gray. So still haven't done the window trim yet. Still haven't done the baseboards. There's a lot left to do. But while I have daylight today, this is day 3 of me working on this. While I have daylight, I want to change out all 3 of my outlets. At least that one's a little more modern. It does have 3 prongs, but we don't think that it's grounded. This one also has 3 prongs. Still probably not grounded. I've got some 20 amp outlets. That little tick on the side there tells you it can handle 20 amps. All of the circuits have 15 amp time delay fuses in there, so they would blow if I ever run more than 15 amps on a given circuit. I know the old knob and tube wires, the 12 gauge solid copper, can handle 20 amps. So if my outlets can also handle 20 amps and the fuses are only 15, it means that I'm never going to overheat these to the point where the outlets themselves fail. And anyway, it's the safest I can be with this old crappy system. Okay, that lamp is my outlet tester. I'm going to go pull the fuse. There we go, circuit 3. Light is off, circuit's dead. Weirdly, that light is still on, so what circuit is that light on? I do not know. Also, that one is still alive, but I'm pretty sure I know which circuit that one's on, because it's directly opposite side of the wall of this, which is in the living room. So, it's probably on the living room circuit. Anyway, this is going to take a while. Let's just focus on this guy. I love how these guys left me no slack whatsoever. That's as much wire as I have. Okay, so here's the outlet. It's actually pretty tanky. It's kind of heavy. I'm not sure what this material is. Oops. Is it some kind of protoplastic or something on the back here? I don't know what I mean, you can tell this is 1920s tech. This is like state-of-the-art 1924 tech. Anyway. There's my wires, and I mean, oh my god, they don't even look like electrical wires. They just look like some sort of tentacles from a dying old monster or something, which is kind of what they are. But, okay, let's get going. Okay, so the first thing I've done is screwed a green wire to the inside of the box. That is going to be our ground wire. The boxes in this 100-year-old system actually are grounded, and I've seen it up in the attic here. It's an actual green wire that's like running through the walls, and yes, this is on the same circuit as that outlet. That's why there's no power. The boxes are grounded like inside the walls, but there's no ground wire that runs through the system to the outlets. Anyway, you'll believe me when you see the tester when we're done with this. Uh-oh. That means open ground. That means it's not grounded. Well, that sucks. They must have thrown this outlet in here after the fact. Damn. What am I going to do? You know what? There's nothing I can do. There's not going to be a way for me to ground this box. There's no save for this. I'm just going to have to live with it being not grounded. Just use it for lights, other 2-prong stuff. But at least it's a beefier, newer outlet in here. So I feel a little better about that. Luckily, I don't use this outlet very much. But it is handy for like the vacuum cleaner and stuff. All right, fuse is back in. Power's back out here. The puppy's happy about that. Alexa's regaining consciousness. Okay, so that was a partial fail. Let's at least see where we are with these other ones. Open ground on that one too. Might be able to ground this. Oh, look, that one's actually correct. It's grounded and the polarity's right. Wow. Amazing. But I don't know what circuit this is on. So I tested, I pulled all 6 of these fuses, and that light up there plugged into it stubbornly stayed on. I was like, what? So I pulled both these circuit 7, 8, which are a lot newer, and again, the light stubbornly stayed on. So that's all 8 circuits in the house. So, like, what the hell is powering that outlet? The only thing I did not kill is this. This switch is for the furnace. So there's a piece of Romex coming out of that. That Romex snakes up the wall here. And then behind here, you can see there's the Romex, but there's another piece of Romex which pops out. It's jumping off of there somewhere where I can't quite see it. And I'm like, okay, wait, what? And so where's this other Romex going that's not going to the furnace? If you follow it, it goes all the way over here, and then it goes up into the cold air return register duct. And I've seen that before in the past and thought, like, why is there a wire going into the cold air return register duct? Of course, that's the top. That's the cold air return register for this room. And look what's right above it. Yeah. So this outlet here is jumping off the power to the furnace. So, I mean, it's a decent outlet. I want to put in a new one, but I can't do it unless I kill power to the furnace. And it's the end of November. It's getting cold. I don't want to fuck up the furnace with like a power bump on it or something. So I think I'm just going to leave this alone for now. Continues in here today. What are you looking at? That is the doorway to the basement. There's the basement door, still needs some painting. Here's one of the hinges to that door, but the screws aren't holding in, so I'm doing the old trick where you pound some wood into the holes with wood glue. As you can see here, I've sharpened them in a pencil sharpener. Put a little glue on the end, stick it in the screw hole, and then tap it in a little bit. And wait for them to dry. Windows are all done. The tape's off. I've done some touch-ups. Even got the blinds back on them. There's that area where the acoustic tiles used to be. That's all nicely painted. Got the door jambs. Working on that door out there. Got the baseboards. Got to do a little touch-up on the baseboards. And even got my stars back on the ceiling. Painted stars this time. You can see there's a few that have wandered around the room. That guy over there, that one down there. Up close, they're a little wiggly. But that's okay, blame it on atmospheric distortion. As for this chandelier, it had these brass escutcheons, and I've spray painted them black. And I know what you're thinking, why would you spray paint brass? But the brass was not working for me. I boiled all the paint off the door hardware for the two doors. That stuff is like pure copper. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, paint on some hardware and being removed from other hardware. Re-grease the inside of these two lock bodies too. This one actually will still work if I can get a skeleton key. Okay, the basement door is back on. The reason I hung it before I was done painting was because it was out on the porch, and the porch is too cold, and the paint takes way too long to dry out on the porch. But that doesn't mean that hanging it back up was easy. Main reason I took it off in the first place is because these hinges, which seemed pretty cool, were covered with like 10 coats of paint. Get down there, kitty. Kitty, go in the basement. Now, as I saw on the front door, as you can see here, these hinges, those old mortises there are much longer than these hinges, which means this was not the original door that was here. And you can see here, it doesn't even really fit in the doorway. It's a ton of room at the top. And there's also a ton of room at the bottom, which is easier to see from this side. But yeah, it's like a ton of room at the bottom. So I don't know, it's tough just because it wasn't really meant to fit in there, and it's like so high off the ground. Try hanging something that is like that high off the ground. Here's the hallway door. This one turned out pretty nice. Still a few little touch-ups to do on the paint. Otherwise, though, looking good. Of course, this one has its 2 doorknobs. There's our nice copper knob plate there. Oh, and, you know, whatever. There's the back side. Haven't painted the back just because I don't know what color I'm going to be doing the hallway yet. Anyway, that one's pretty much there. This one, I got to finish the paint job. Hopefully I can get it done tonight. I don't want this to run into the week. Oh, it does close. It even latches. It even latches. So that's where we're at. I'll talk to you next weekend. Okay, after working on this for a week, I'm finally getting things put back together in this room. So let's kind of take a slow look around. That's tapestry there. The colors of the wall. Oh, I love this one here. The colors of the wall were picked to go with the carpet. There's our Van Gogh there. Here comes the carpet back into view. Put the full-length mirror over there. Here's our window. I think the walls and the trim do match that carpet really nicely. There's the Hermit. There's our Picasso. And we're coming back. Of course, not all the furniture is back in here. Oh, yeah. And then, oh, yeah. Look at this. I installed myself a nice 4-gang outlet grounded, polarized. Very nice, right where I need it. I will do another video when I've got everything together. There's going to be a recording studio over here, a desk with recording equipment, and the bed's going to be over there and stuff. Let's take one last look at this door out here. It looks about like it looked in the last video. I just did a few touch-ups on it. What does it look like in the room when we close the door? Yes, very nice, very nice. Very nice, very nice, very nice. But maybe in the next world, maybe in the next world. There's the back side or the front side of that door. So, I don't know. This is, I'm very happy with the results. I like the kind of complementary oranges and yellows that go against the blues and the grays. So, okay. All right, the studio is put back together. There's the desk with the hutch, everything wired in. I've got some cool things to talk about here. Okay, first things first, let's check this out. Under cab lights. This is so that I can get to, you know, the different ports and stuff of this computer in here, so I can see what the hell I'm doing in here. Very nice, very handy. I like it. And you can even control the brightness of them. Let's see. That's oh yeah, wow. We'll keep it on the low setting. And then we've got this other light here, and that's got a little USB plug in it, so I can charge my phone with that. I've arranged my stuff. Not only are there holes, but there's also various hooks around to guide the wires where they need to go. That controls the speakers. And so now, like that light, the fan, those under cab lights, they're all powered by a power strip here that comes around, and it goes over to this outlet here, which is on the living room circuit. And that, of course, is ungrounded, but it's okay because none of this stuff needs an equipment ground. So it's a nice way to save some space down here. We're using one power strip down here. That is the computer, the USB port, the monitor, obviously, and our little Fender amp. I love this little Fender amp. I still haven't used it yet, but it's ready to go. All the electronic stuff, it has a surge protector on it, so in case of power bomb, I'm not going to be frying the computer, hopefully. And then, you know, this stuff, the lights, the fan, that stuff, it doesn't matter. They can handle a power pump just fine. And then, and that is on the basement circuit, that whole thing. And then over here, we've only got a lamp plugged in, and we've got the Wi-Fi plugged in to this outlet that's on that furnace circuit. And then, but the Wi-Fi snakes around and sits under there. That way, it's closer to the rest of the house and the back room and stuff. So Wi-Fi is safe under there. And that too is on a surge protector, just the Wi-Fi, not the lamp. That's on the same circuit as the kitchen, so there's enough stuff on the kitchen. We don't need to put anything else on that, but it is there just in case I need it. So let's take a little tour of the studio in here. So they'll start with the north wall. There's the entrance to the basement. That is something I made back in 2013, but I did make that. That was upstairs. I brought it down here because I needed space for that. Of course, we've got the lamps here that I made specifically for this room back in November. I am getting a new bedspread. This one's too loud in this room. It's too busy. So I'm getting a solid color bedspread with a little texture to it. It's only, I don't know, 20 bucks or something. And then we have, that is a Picasso. And then of course, so we'll move over to the west wall here. We've got the Hermit, obviously. He's the big attraction on the west wall. Got the window there. The matching little stand over there. The full-length mirror. Okay. Now what are we? South wall? So there's the door to the hallway, the kitchen. This is a nice, these drawers are a nice place to store stuff. I'm not really going to be sitting at this desk doing much, but that chair there is going to be handy for when I'm playing the guitars, because chairs with arms, you can't do that. There's where my bass and electric guitar are going to live. I kept this clothing pole, and we're hanging coats and stuff on it. That's to help deaden the sound. If you'll notice in here, there's a lot less echo in here now. And then of course we got the chimney here. And then, you know, I've showed you that. And then here's the, obviously that's the studio itself, the computer, the main desk, and all the important stuff on this wall. And then we've got our happy little carpet, and again our happy little kitty, and our stars on the ceiling. And like I said, we're getting lampshades for that. That's going to be nice in here. So it's coming along pretty good. This is how it's going to be for a while. Of course, I did not do the floors. These will be covered in sheet vinyl eventually, this floor. I thought I could do it in December. I can't. I don't have the money. I wanted to get all this stuff back together. I'll probably take all of this stuff out of here sometime in the spring, maybe the summer, and do this floor. But for now, it is not done. So still though, I'm really happy with how it is tonight. And now I gotta string these guitars and tune them and figure out how to use this thing, because that's how we interface guitars and microphones with the computer. There's my nice microphone, and yeah.